Anyone else? One more candle. That's it. Sadhu, sadhu,
Before the meditation, let's start our chanting. Please turn to page 5 of our chanting book. Salutation to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. The three refuges. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Next page, there are 5 precepts. Panati pata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami, adinnādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami, kāmisu micchācāra veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami, musāvāda veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami, suramiraya majja pamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. On the opposite page, let's read the affirmative vows based on 5 precepts. Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing, and oppression, I vow to respect the property of others and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitments and those of others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and long-term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind, and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and heedfulness. Next page. Homage to the Buddha. Iti piso bhagava arehang samma sambuddho Vidyacarana sampanno sugato lokavidu Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati Sattha deva manussanang buddho bhagavati. Homage to the Dhamma. Swakkhāto bhagavata dhammo Sanditthiko akaliko Ehi pansiko openahiko Pancatthang veditabbo vinyuhiti. Homage to the Sangha. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Sāmīci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidam cattari purisa yugani Ante purisa punggala Isa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuniyo Pahuniyo Dakkiniyo Anjali Karaniyo Anutterang Punyak Ketang Lokansati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Offerings. Offering of light. Ganesarappaditena Dīpena tamedang sina Tiloka dīpang sambuddhang Pujayami tamonudang. Offering of incense. Gandha sambhara yuttena Dupena hang sugandhina Pujaye pujaniyang tang Puja bhajane muttamang. Offering of flowers. Vannagandhe gunopetang Etang kusuma santating Pujayami munindassa Siripada saroruhe Pujemi buddhang kusumena nena Punyena etena labhami mokkhang Uppang nilayati yathaidang me Kayo tatayati vinasa bhavam. Offering of water. Adivase tunu bante Paniyang parikampitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatuttama. Offering of drinks. Adivase tunu bhante Gilane pancayang imang anukampang upadaye patigan hatutteme. Worship of shrines. Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbethani supatittitang saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddha rupang sakalang sada. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Wish of well-being. Injeva manchanta namaseniyang namasemano ratenandeyang yang punyami sandang wipulang arantang hatante rayo Reflections on the teachings of the Buddha in English. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows like the wheel that follows the foot of the ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows like one's own shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things. These bonds of sympathy function in the world like linking in a moving cart. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people should remove their impurities as a smith removes the rust from silver. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened and the freedom from clinging is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Let us adjust our body. You can keep your books in the caddies in your chairs if you are in the chairs. Let us take a moment to adjust our body and start our practice of meditation. And we are going to give ourselves our 100% attention to feel our body and in also to look into our mind. So this is the time that we are turning our attention inward. Most of the time our attention is outward. We are always paying attention to the sensory stimulants, what is around us, what is with us. But this is a very special, unique moment that we turn attention inward and then try to feel our body and the mind, and then purposely cultivate wholesome qualities in our mind. Our mind is full of potentials, and this is the time that we will cultivate our inner potential to love, our loving kindness, and also our potential to have wisdom, to have clarity and insight. Take a moment to rejoice. This is a special moment that you have given to yourself. And whatever training that we are going to do right now is going to benefit you a lot, and also to many others who will come across in your life. So this practice is beneficial to yourself and many others. We never know how many people will be benefited by our practice. So rejoice your decision to come here today and make a determination that I will engage in this meditation wholeheartedly. I will make use of this wholesome space, this guidance, and this gathering, and I will engage in a committed practice. With that determination, listen to the sound of the bell and the chant. Throughout the sound of the bell and the chant, keep gathering attention to this moment. Just be aware that you are sitting here, nothing else. Feel your body, feel exactly how your body is placed. Feel any sensation you feel with the touching of the chair or cushion. Any other sensation in the body with your clothes. So throughout the bell and the chant, come inside yourself and gather your attention and be present.
Dear spiritual friends, listen to your mind. You can still hear the sound of chanting resounding in your mind. With that soothing, calm sound of chanting, it's settled down right here. Adjust your body into a comfortable meditative posture. Either way you are sitting on a cushion or on a chair, try to keep your upper body upright and chin somewhat parallel to the floor. Both palms are resting on your lap, right palm on the top of left palm. And you are keeping your both eyes closed gently. Now, this is your meditative posture. Now, take a moment to feel the entire body, how you are keeping your body in this sitting posture. From the top of your head to the tips of your toes, from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers. Gently feel the whole body and relax. Relax your body. Relax your body. Relax your body. Feel each and every parts of the body. Feel your feet, the lower legs, upper legs, upper and lower back muscles, belly muscles, chest muscles, and relax, relax, relax. Feel your chest area, both shoulders. Take a deep, slow breath. Hold it for a while and slowly breathe out. And feel the relaxation in your upper body while you are breathing out. Slowly release the air through your nostrils. Feel the relaxation and be relaxed. Feel your upper arms, lower arms, palms, fingers and fingertips. The way that you are keeping your palms and fingers, you can feel how the fingers are touching each other. Feel that contact sensation in between your fingers. Feel your neck area. You are keeping your neck straight. You can feel the weight of the head on your neck. Feel the facial muscles and relax. Invite a gentle smile into your face and feel how the facial muscles are relaxing. Feel the forehead and the top of your head and be relaxed. Be relaxed. Be relaxed. Feel the present moment where you are right now. You are in front of the Buddha. Everything around you is peaceful, quiet, and calm. You are also relaxed. Now it's the best time to observe your mind. Notice your mind, where it is right now. And mindfully observe what is really happening in your mind in this moment. What is going on in your mind? Thoughts. Thoughts arise in your mind, one after the other. Mindfully observe these thoughts without any judgment or cultivating of these thoughts. Mindfully observe and notice them. You may have wholesome thoughts or unwholesome thoughts, positive, negative, or neutral thoughts. No matter what they are, just observe. They are just thoughts, thoughts, thoughts. Thoughts arise in your mind in many forms, such as people, memories, objects, ideas. Even right now, you are experiencing this in your mind. They are just thoughts, not the actual real things happening in your life. Thoughts. That is how your mind functions. That is how thoughts arise in your mind. Now, with this understanding, let's generate wholesome thoughts in our minds purposefully. In this meditation, we are cultivating the thoughts of loving kindness, loving friendliness, good wishes of loving kindness, to wish everyone else to be well, to be happy, to be peaceful, loving kindness. It's a beautiful thought that we can generate in our minds. Just imagine there's a beautiful baby in front of you having a nice smile for you. Your mind may be full of love, caring, compassion. That is the unconditional love. You expect nothing in return. That is your genuine loving kindness. Such a wholesome thought now you are going to cultivate in your mind. Loving kindness. It is the universal friendliness. You have that capacity within. You have that potential to cultivate this boundless loving kindness. To cultivate and extend the wishes of loving kindness, you can start from yourself. Think about yourself as an individual sitting right here. Feel your body. Notice your mind. Think about your life. Feel yourself. This person, this being sitting right here. Genuinely make the wishes of loving kindness for yourself. Mindfully listening to the guidance. Repeating the phrases of loving kindness in your mind. Generate loving kindness for yourself. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. May I be safe. Be healthy. Be healed. Be healed. Be healed. May my mind be well. Be healthy. Be healed. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. May I have a happy mind. May I have a happy mind. May I have a happy mind. Generate loving kindness and radiate throughout your body, feeling each and every part of the body. Radiate your loving kindness from the skin to the internal organs of the body. May my body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. Radiate your loving kindness into all the systems, the internal functions, and the organs of the body. Even in this moment, they are functioning for you. Deeply appreciating that support. Radiate loving kindness throughout the entire body. May the skin of my body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. Penetrate in the skin, radiate loving kindness into the muscles and the bones of the body. May the muscles and all the bones of my body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. Radiate your loving kindness into all the systems in your body. The respiratory system, the vital function of the body, the cardiovascular system, cardiac muscles, the digestive system, the genitourinary system, the central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, the immune system, the brain, sensory faculties, the eyes, ears, nose, and tongue. May all these systems and the organs of my body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. May I have a healthy body. May I have a healthy body. May I have a healthy body. Observe your mind. You are generating loving kindness. You made the wishes of loving kindness for yourself. Genuine wishes of loving kindness. Now it's time to expand your loving kindness. The same wishes of loving kindness beyond yourself. Extend the same wishes to all others. Let's start from right here. Think about these spiritual friends who are with you practicing the same meditation. Genuinely make the wishes of loving kindness for them. May all these spiritual friends who are right here be well, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. May all these spiritual friends be safe, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. Now let's expand our loving kindness beyond this room. You can think about your family members, relatives, friends, neighbors, co-workers, any beloved one in your life. Think about them and genuinely make these wishes for them. May all of them be well, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. May all my family members, relatives, friends be safe, be healthy, be healed. Now let's expand our loving kindness beyond the circle of beloved ones. There are so many other beings, not only human beings. There are so many other animals, other creatures, visible or invisible, living near or far away places. Now you are going to extend your boundless loving kindness to all beings without exception. Expand your loving kindness to all beings living in this neighborhood. In neighboring neighborhoods, in this city, in this country, in this world, in this universe. There are so many beings, there are so many human beings, even maybe living close by here, who are suffering due to many conditions in this moment. Let's make our genuine wishes of loving kindness for them to be free from suffering, to be free from fear, to have peaceful and happy minds. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. May all beings be safe. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be healed. Be healed. Be healed. Extend your wishes of loving kindness into every direction. Sitting right here, expand your loving kindness into the direction of the front, back, left, right, above and below. May all beings living in every direction be well, be happy, be peaceful, be peaceful, be peaceful. May all beings have happy minds. May all beings have happy minds. May all beings have happy minds. Repeat it in your mind. And generate this boundless loving kindness for all beings. No any other thoughts in your mind. You are repeating this in your mind. May all beings have happy minds. May all beings have happy minds. May all beings have happy minds. Loving kindness. Loving kindness has made your mind peaceful. Enjoy that peace within. You are peaceful and relaxed. Now, with your peaceful mind, you can gently move your attention into the breath. Keep your awareness around nostrils and your upper lip and take a deep breath slowly. Slowly breathe out. You can take few more deep breaths and feel the area in between upper lip and nostrils and your chest area, your belly area, anywhere you feel whatever feelings, any changes happening while you are breathing in and out. Be aware of these things. When you come back to your natural normal breath, what you have to do is just mindfully breathe in and mindfully breathe out. Be with the breath until you hear the sound of the bell. Mindfully breathe in and mindfully breathe out. You are in the last few minutes in your meditation. Make your full effort to be with the breath in these last few minutes. Dukkha patthāc niddukkha bhayappattāc nibbhaya Sokappattāc nissukha Hontu sabbepi paninu. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of the meditation and gently bring your palms together and place them against your chest. Let's take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity to have this peaceful meditation in our lives. Let's deeply feel grateful to all the enlightened masters and the great teachers in the past who transmitted this practice, this wisdom from generation to generation. And you can appreciate the guidance, the instructions you received for your meditation today. And let's deeply feel grateful to anyone else who helped us to come to this center, to join this meditation, to practice this meditation peacefully and comfortably, who cleaned and arranged this place for you, who are taking care of this center for you. Let's deeply feel grateful for them. And also let's appreciate the support of even these non-living things we are using for meditation. The cushion, the chair you are sitting on, this bell, the device which help to connect to this meditation from home. So with deep gratitude and appreciating the support, to conclude our meditation, let's say sadhu 3 times together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. So you all had a very calm and very quiet, deep meditation. Thank you, Bhante, for the guidance. Any sharing or questions? Yeah, after meditation, we have no words because we are going beyond the level of words, concepts. It's beyond the language and conceptual level. Okay, I hope that you cultivated loving kindness and mindfulness. The more we practice, more we cultivate that, more we grow that ability, little by little. It's like a muscle. The more we exercise, more our muscles are growing. The more we make this genuine wishes of loving kindness, like purposely. We don't wait until we feel like loving, but we just do it. We purposely, create those wishes, and there's a point that we feel it, and then by doing it again and again, we kind of cultivate that pattern in the mind. We create a neural network in our brain for that mental state. So the more we do it, more strong it becomes, and it will become like a second nature to our life. So whatever time you spend, whatever effort you made, has built in to your system. And every week we kind of strengthen it. Every day when we are meditating, you are making it a little stronger and stronger and stronger, and make it more natural to our life. Same with mindfulness, our ability to be aware what is happening without necessarily jump into like judge and intervene it. Just be able to like first observe it before we make a decision to act. That's a very important quality we need. Okay. Let's just see. Yeah.
I was struggling with the hindrance of restlessness and worry in the five hindrances.
Yes.
Probably the one that I struggle with the most.
Which one?
That one.
That one.
But it was particularly strong today. So it was hard to get settled.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Restlessness, yeah. Bothering thoughts and Of course, what is happening in our life, what is going on, can have an influence. Yeah, I think, yeah, that can. But the skill that we need to develop in meditation is how you can let the mind to be restless, but then stay without contributing to it.
Right.
That's the challenge, Yeah. There can be so many things that we are concerned and we worry about, and things that we need to address. Definitely, those things need to be addressed. But in the meditation setting, um, we kind of have to remind ourselves that those whatever issues that we want to address and solve is not going to get solved just because we keep thinking about it, right? And we try to like fix it right here. That's the trick my mind is doing. Mind is saying, okay, think about it, fix it. But just thinking right here will not solve any problem there. So the beauty, our training we need to get is like, not really try to stop these, worries and concerns, but become aware of them and have compassion to ourselves, and then keep, acknowledging what is it. Yeah. I'm glad that you kind of name it like a hindrance. Like the very recognition it and labeling it, it is helpful to kind of create a distance. The challenge is how we can create a distance between our thoughts and our mindfulness, our observation. Yeah. The moment we recognize them, is these things are related to past or future? Is it a hindrance? What kind of hindrance is it? Whatever the like recognition we make, so then we are not really in the thoughts, we are kind of above it, and then we name it, we recognize it, and that can help.
Yeah, the only thing that was kind of helpful was reminding myself there's nothing I can solve right now.
Yes.
This is the time for the practice. So
Yeah.
I can wait.
Yeah.
It's very strong today.
It's
a struggle.
like simply seeing all these things popping up and popping up.
Yeah.
Sometime there are some those days. Yeah.
Of course.
It can help us. What are the because those concerns come from the real situation, but also come from our our own expectations, our own attachment, our own grasping. Yeah, so it's important to like learn, which are the issues which are the things that I have more strong grasping. So we need to attend to them, but I think the more worries come because we are kind of have that expectation and grasping. Okay, so in our discussion these days we are learning the chanting book. We are going through different parts of the chanting book and learning this chanting book. And anyone remember where are we in our chanting book? Let's see, how is our student? Do they remember what they learned last week? Yes.
We have number 5.
Yeah, which number 5?
That's the one about alcohol and
Yeah, the 5 precepts. Yeah, thank you. Number 6, page number 6. So in the chanting book, we are learning, different parts, and today we are learning the 5 precepts. We already discussed, 4 precepts already. We are in the last precept today. Can someone read the English translation of that precept? Yes, please.
I take the precept to abstain from intoxicating substances that lead to heedlessness.
Yes, thank you. And anyone else can read the affirmative vows related to that precept. Yes, thank you.
Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and eat these.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So there are 2 sides to precept. One is what we are refraining from. The other one is what we cultivate. Yeah. So the precepts help us to understand our the broad aspect of our Buddhist path. We are all here to meditate, but we need to understand that meditation is not the only practice that we have to do in this spiritual path, and definitely meditation is the core, but it is supported by so many other practices. So our spiritual path, our spiritual practice is not only meditation, but mainly the moral precepts are also very important part of that practice. And the Buddha's strategy, how you pronounce that term? Strategy. I have real difficulty to pronounce that. Buddha's strategy. Did I get it correct? Yeah. Buddha's strategy to overcome suffering has eight types of practices. We call it Eightfold Path. Eightfold Path. So if you remember the Eightfold Path, I'm not going to test you on that. If you remember the Eightfold Path, only the last 3 is related to meditation. Or other 5 is not strictly meditation. Mainly the middle 3 is about moral precepts, moral behavior, right speech, right action, right livelihood. And the first 2 is about orientation and correct, right understanding. So therefore, this whole spiritual path that aim at transforming our weaknesses and in our imperfections and making us kinder and less troublesome person, less miserable person. That's the goal, and it has the behavioral aspect and then also meditation aspect too. But the larger extended path actually have more other layers too. The Eightfold Path is started with right understanding, but in larger practice, what you call our like a generous acts, and then respectful behavior. So respectful behavior, like respecting the teachers, respecting elders, respecting other co-practitioners. That's where we start actually respecting the Buddha, like having that gratitude and respectful behavior, and then generosity, and then morality, and then meditation. That is the whole package. Yeah. So, and all other practices, respectful behavior, generous acts, and morality supports meditation. If we don't have all these things, if we don't have moral principles in our life, just because you want to sit, or you want to shut off everything, and you just want to bring your mind to a calm and peaceful state, you're not going to do that. It has to have support. We have to establish ourselves in moral principles, like moral commitments, and then of course other generous acts, and then respectful behavior. When we have all these things, very easy for us to sit down and meditate. Yeah, otherwise, it's going to be a struggle. And so therefore, this spiritual path is a lifestyle. It's a way of life. It's not only meditation. So many people like to live the life the way they want, and then they want to go to a meditation session and want to just shut down everything, come to a very peaceful zoning out. That's not going to happen. So this has to be more integrated practice. So the precepts are helping us. And to the last precept today, we are going to talk about 5th precept, is directly related to meditation. How is it related to meditation? Here we take the precept to abstain from intoxicating substances that lead to heedlessness. If you read the Pali, we have, first we have Sura and then Mere. There are 2. At the time of the Buddha, even there were various types of, alcohol and intoxicants. Sura means distilled, distilled form of drinks. Anything that is distilled, you kind of take the evaporation and make them back water. Like spirits. Yeah, that is Sura, distilled. And Mere means fermented. What is the most what is the most common fermented drink?
Beer.
Yes. come from grains, right? Yeah, and yeah. Oh. So sura means distilled and mere means fermented. And then majja, pamada, the two terms, right, Bante? Majja. Majja is infatuated, intoxicated. And then pamada means heedless, and not having sharpness in the mind, heedless. So, so the majja and pamada is two kind of effect that we are going to get from sura and mere. When you have either distilled drink or fermented drink, it will lead you to have infatuation or heedless. That means you are going to lose your sanity. You are going to lose your judgment. Not only judgment of the distance of the driving, that the judgment of good and bad, judgment of right and wrong. You can lose your shame, your moral shame. Yeah. And then you observe that precept. So what is really interesting in this precept, if you observe closely, in all other 4 precepts, you directly say that, for example, if you say the 4th precept, you say musavada, that means false speech, and you say veramani, refraining from false speech, straight, right? And then same thing with panatipata, first one, veramani, refraining from killing. Very straightforward. But when it comes to 5th precept, we are a little longer. Veramani comes little bit later, right? Did you see that? So this precept, has an interesting explanation why we have to refrain from sura and mere. What we have to refrain from is intoxicants, any forms of intoxicant. It also gives the reason why we want to refrain from intoxicant, because it produces majja and pamada that lead into here actually only the heedlessness, but also to infatuation or numbness. And sometimes people use this qualification to say that if I can drink something that does not lead me to heedlessness, that does, that if there's a level of drinking that may not lead me to that kind of infatuation, that should be okay. Some people try to use it. Yes.
Does that mean a little is not okay?
Okay, it's up to us. Can you maintain your sanity? Can you maintain your heedfulness in that state? It can be like a stepping stone. When is the limit? Yeah. The goal of this precept is mainly 2 things. One is to help us to maintain our mindfulness, help us to maintain our sanity. That's the whole goal of our meditation, right? And we need if you really want to get numb, if you really want to get distracted, if you really want to get shut down, that's whole different goal. And if our goal is to be more awakened, have more clarity, more understanding, more awareness, because there are different grades of awareness. If you have a whole goal is to develop this awareness, develop this self-mastery, and develop this clarity, if that's a goal, this works exactly the opposite direction. That's the issue. So, yeah. If you take these precepts, it simply give you the very basic level of refraining. If you take the very basic level, if it is a volition, if you are taking these things in order to get numb, in order to run away from the reality, in order to, like, get, shut down or numb, and then you are breaking the precept. And if you are taking it for medicinal purposes, so I mean, because sometimes certain fermented things are included, even kind of normal food that we eat, right? So in that case, it's not a breaking of the precept; it's a volition. Volition. Why you are taking this? Yeah. So therefore, I don't know. So Buddha had given a qualification there. He didn't say Sura Mere Veramani. And he knew. I mean, if a normal person live your life, so this is for the like very like ordinary lay people, But of course, when you can observe other precepts, for example, in full moon days and special days, we can observe more precepts that we refrain from more other things. But this is the kind of precept that you should live like a every day. So therefore, Buddha had make a qualification, taking this intoxicant to the level that you lose your mindfulness, you lose your sanity. Yes.
Do you think he was explicitly trying not to alienate the possible lay followers? Because I understand the rules for monks are even more strict.
Yeah.
More
Yes.
excessive.
Yeah. For monks, it's more strict. Yeah. For lay people, there's some leniency there. Yes.
It's interesting.
Yes. But it doesn't give you a license.
Oh,
Because as I mentioned earlier, if what is your goal in life, right? And we have different levels of awareness, different levels of clarity we need to grow, develop, So, and then the issue here actually we need to remember is the addiction. Addiction comes to us not at once. Addiction comes to us in a very, very slow manner, almost invisible way. And so therefore, let's say you have a habit of, taking a little bit. And then after a few weeks, a little bit, and that little bit will become a little more bit, right? And then more bit and more bit, and then after a while, without our knowing, we get into addicted, and then if that comes, then we are in a big serious problem. I think the alcohol addiction is one of the biggest issues that any society is having, right? So whether you want to play with it or whether you want to completely, be free from it, that's a decision we have to make, right? So the goal is to not to lose our awareness, not to lose our, not to lose our judgment, and then have that clarity. And also, actually, in many other list of unwholesome deeds, we find the first four. Sometimes we don't find the fifth one, but in the standard 5 precepts we have the fifth one, because what is really important is the first four, that we refrain from harming or killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct and lying. That's what we want to stay. But the fifth precept is helping us to follow the 4 precepts. So it's more like the fifth one is a different category. Yeah. I remember a very beautiful story one time you shared with me that your mother told you, right? Grandfather. Would you mind sharing that story? Yeah, that can help people to understand the purpose of the fifth precept.
Sure.
Yeah. Your grandfather.
My grandfather, yeah, we were very
In Sikkim, right?
young, yes. My grandfather had a farm kind of things, and the winter vacation we go to their place, play around, the plants and all this things. So I know most of the crops, I can identify crops by the leaves, what is potatoes, what is ginger and garlic and things like that. So bragging a little bit.
Yeah.
So in the evening, always after the dinner, he used to keep us around. There's a lot of grandchildren, and he used to tell this moral story. I mean, now I feel like it was a moral story. Then we used to just listen as a story. So basically, there was a person who was very hardworking, but then also got into a lot of trouble. And he was very frustrated with what he was. He did everything what he shouldn't be doing, and in all these 5 precepts. And finally, he realized that that was not him and he should be purified. So he goes to Himalayas or cave or somewhere in a
Monastery, right?
yes. And then he tried to do all this purification, doing meditation, doing the right things, and observing everything. And then there was a day came that he felt that he's comfortable, he's clean now, he's not drinking, he's not killing, he's not doing anything, he's not bad mouthing. And so he thought now he remembered his family, the kids, wife, everybody. So he wanted to come back home. So on the way, he was coming home, and then before he reached home, there was some place that it got dark that he needed to stay and he needed to find his shelter. And it was a forest coming back to his house, so he couldn't find anything. But then he, in the dark, he saw a light somewhere in the vicinity. So he walked towards there, and they kind of said knock knock kind of thing that time, who is here, and then he told a little bit of a story that I'm done this and I'm going back home, but today is very dark, I'm also tired, so I just wanted to whether I can stay here for one night. And apparently that there was a lady, and her husband has passed away or something, and then she kind of said that I have a lot of precept here that that's but he kind of basically trying to test all these precepts. They're saying that you have to do this and you have to do that, and everything was like difficult for him to do because it is all he has observed not to do that.
I think she suggested if you want to stay tonight, you have to
Do
help
it.
me to kill a chicken to prepare the dinner.
Right. So
And he said, no, I
was-
can't.
Yeah, so he cannot do that because that's what or he do this, or he has to just get something, the steal or some, all these things. And he said, no, I cannot do that. But then finally, if he cannot do that, then I have this drink that basically the alcohol, if you drink that, and then you can
If you
stay.
join a drink with me, I will let you stay, right?
Yes, exactly, something like that. And then he thought that this was the easiest thing, like, okay, I have to stay, this has been going on for a long time now. He drank.
Yeah, it's not as bad as killing or stealing, right? Just a drink.
It's like,
Just a
I will
drink.
do it and I was sick. But then after that, then, he got what he would get after drinking that, so he become mindless. He killed the chicken, he did everything. So he was back to the same square. And so my grandfather said, so that's the situation comes. So you have to be really mindful and think about everything. So this is what it happens. And that's why you should not be drinking and you shouldn't be drinking. So that was the talk for the not drinking.
It's very difficult to follow the other 4 precepts when you are drunk.
Drink and then after he did everything.
Thank you. Yeah. I have been sharing that story with many others after I heard from you.
Yeah, so it is actually, he goes every step that she said, you have to sleep with me, you have to do everything she said.
Yeah, all the
And he
5.
says,
Yeah.
"No, I'm not
Yes.
doing, because there is no place that you can't, unless you go to sleep with me and you have to do this and you have to kill the chicken, we have the dinner. She goes through everything, and he said, no, I'm not doing that. But drink, he said, like, I can drink it. After drinking, he did everything. And next day he realized that he is in the place.
Yeah, you
where
had to go back to the cave again. Okay. So therefore I think there should be kind of organization in our life for this spiritual path. Meditation is the key, the core part, but then there should be other changes we have to do in our daily life. Importantly, the moral principles. So I think we explained at the beginning what we call precepts are like voluntarily observing moral principles. They are not kind of commandments, and they are not like someone is pushing you to do that. When you realize that how suffering arises in our life, when you truly understand the mechanism of suffering, it's not caused by like accidents. There's an interesting causal process how suffering we experience suffering, and there's a individual suffering, there's societal suffering, but they all come from our mental weaknesses, from our cravings, from our anger, from our jealousy, from our conceit and ego. And that is the spring. That's where the suffering comes from, individual suffering and also collective social suffering. Therefore, when the Buddhist path is overcoming that suffering, so but in order to address these very inner levels of mental defilements, we have to have a gradual approach. So in the meditation, we address those actual causes, but in the precepts, we are weakening them. So the way that Buddha approach our defilements is first we weaken them by following precepts. We are not repeating these habits again and again. We may have urge to lie, we may have urge to have drink. We notice it, but we don't repeat it. And more we don't repeat it, and those patterns get weaker and weaker and weaker. And once they are all weak, then in meditation you can easily cut them off. So it's first you make them weaker before you really uproot them. That's the approach. So the moral principles are helping us. So that's not the end. That's the important thing to understand. Like being ethical, being moral is not the end. It's only the first part of the whole project. You are definitely already kind of reducing a lot of suffering in you, and we become less miserable. As a result of that, we become a little bit more peaceful and less complicated. If you follow this, if you break all these 5 precepts, our life going to be very, very complicated, like really complicated, right? So following precept, it becomes simple, less issue to handle, less issue to think about when you sit for meditation. Like less issue because kind of your life is kind of organized and settled. That's the approach. So therefore, let's think about what are the things I should cut, as a way of training my mind. I'll make life less complicated, a little bit more simple and straightforward. And Buddha said that there is a form of happiness. There's a deeper form of happiness we can experience as human beings. Is called happiness of blamelessness. Happiness of blamelessness. Let's say, like when you think about your life, I haven't really cheated, anyone in my life. Not the whole life, we may have done it, but let's say from the day that I started this spiritual journey, I have not cheated anyone. And if you think about that, that's a great source of happiness, right? And grace. And I haven't harmed or killed any living being. I have not been the cause for loss of any life in this world. From whatever the day that you become quite committed to a spiritual life. I have not deprived anyone from life. If you can think about that, and that's a great source of happiness. Happiness of blamelessness. Yes, yeah.
Sometimes I think about taking more responsibility over things, and when you do that, sometimes you can take on risk of causing harm. So imagine you're trying to house some people that are real humans, and you're putting them up, or you're trying to teach or something like that. If you take those larger steps, you can potentially help, but you can also potentially cause harm.
For those people?
Yeah, you can make a mistake. If you're in charge of something very big, you can make mistakes and cause harm. So when you think about the happiness of blamelessness,
there's also happiness of generosity. Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe the blamelessness may be a little bit, tricky word, like let's say happiness of, moral conduct, maybe. Yeah. And of course, I think definitely, I think helping others is such a difficult thing. So we really have to ask the question: is the help helpful? Yeah, I think yesterday we talked about like being a banyan tree. Like but they use a similar for banyan tree, like in a long road. There were banyan trees those days when people were traveling. When they get tired, they just simply sit under that banyan tree, under that shade, and then they get the energy and relaxation. They continue the journey. So Buddha say, when we want to help someone, be a banyan tree. Like just be there. And of course, if they need advice, we can give them. But at the first thing we need to just be there, right? So I think so like helping is very tricky, and sometimes in the guise of helping, we kind of control it. So we have to be very, very mindful. Am I really helping, or am I really pushing my expectations, my goals, yeah, that's where we need to be quite mindful. Okay, so
I think we talked about this numerous times before, but like when you go and you take a ride downtown and you stop, there's homeless people and they're I'm always struggling with, should I give them some money because he always here? Well, if you give them money and say if they go
yeah,
and buy drugs,
buy
they
drugs,
overdose.
yeah.
So now you're actually trying to help them, but then you actually harm them
yeah.
by giving them that money that maybe you still get that bad karma.
But the issue is that I mean, there are various types of people, right? I mean, we cannot really say what we have no idea what's going on in their life, and we cannot exactly say that what they are going to do. And if we stop giving them, they still solve their problem. I don't know. Maybe they get into worse. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. So I think if you really want, I'm not saying that you have to give every time, but just use that as an opportunity to give. And what they are going to do with it is up to them. Once you give it, we have done our act of generosity. It's done, it's done. And whatever they use, going to use it, whether they for their well-being or whether for their, detriment, that's up to them. I think, if there's an opportunity, if you are capable of, if it's just being helpful to someone, just do it. If you are not, don't do it. But I think having all these thoughts of what is going to do with this is just a unnecessary burden on us. And we cannot really know what's really going on in their life.
I used to carry that paper bags of water socks, like a banana or something.
Yeah.
And that way, socks are always a thing for homeless people. I know
Yeah.
it sounds weird. I read that somewhere.
Yeah.
Banana can feed them and water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then that was good.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. Okay, let's move to the next part of the program because we are running out of the time. So let's move to page 14. And this is a time that we can share our merits with others. By coming to this practice today and having this good meditation and chanting and engaging in this autumn discussion, we have generated so much good thoughts in our heart. And these good thoughts are a form of energies. They produce good karma. And we have generated so much good karma, good merits right now in this place. Let us share these good merits with all of others. First of all, let us recall to our mind our departed family members, our ancestors, and whoever cared for us so much and who are no more with us today. Let us feel grateful towards them and share these merits with them. Wherever they may be, may they share these good merits, may they be benefited from these merits, may they be well, happy and peaceful. Idang mi ñātinang hotu sukhita huntu ñāteyo. Idang mi ñātinang hotu sukhita huntu ñāteyo. Idam mi ñātinang hotu sukhita huntu ñāteyo. Let us also share these merits with all other living beings. If there's any being in this world who would like to share this merit, may he or she do so. May May all living beings shower merits. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Ettavata ca amhihi sambhatam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. Let us make a wish that may all the people, may all the rulers, may all the people in the possession of power and authority, or the people who are making decisions, let us make a genuine wish that may all these people have a little bit more wisdom and more empathy, more compassion. May they find ways to solve the issues, solve the problems without recourse into violence. And may they find ways to meet their needs and address their concerns without violence. And may they all work together to bring more peaceful world. With that wish, we will read. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana, purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and return to thee. Now we will do our blessing chant. We are going to chant the Loving Kindness Sutra. This Loving Kindness Sutra was chanted by the Buddha with great compassion for all living beings. We are chanting that sutra for you today, wishing you all good health, strength and courage to overcome challenges and difficulties in your life, and wishing you deeper peace and more opportunities to practice these teachings. You may also recall to your mind whoever you want to share these blessings with, your family members, people who are sick, people who need help, and keep them in your mind and share these blessings with them too. May all of you receive these blessings. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Karaniya matta kusalena yamtang santang padang abhisamicca sakko joja sojoja suvacho chansa mudu anatimani santos kocha subharoche ampakinchocha sallahuka buddhi santrindriyocha nipakocha ampagambu kulesu ananugindo nacha kundam samacare kinchena vinyu pare upamadeyam sukino akemino hontu sabbe satta bhavantu sukitanta eke chipana bhutanti tasavata varava anavasesa digavaye mahantava මජ්ජිමාරස්ස කානුකතුලාදිට්ඨාවායේව අන්දිට්ඨායේච දුරේ වසන්ති අවිදුරේ භූතාවා සංභවේසීවා සම්මේ සත්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතන්තාන පරෝ පරන්නිකුම්බේත නාති මංගීත කන්ත චිනං කංචේ ව්‍යාරෝසනා පටිඝ සංඥානාඤ්ඤ මඤ්ඤස්ස දුක්ඛ මිච්ඡේ මාතායතානියං පුත්තං ආයුසා ඒක පුත්ත මනුරංගේ වම්පි සම්භූතේසු මාන සංභාවයේ අපරිමාණං මෙත්තං ච සම්බ ලෝකස්මින් මාන සංභාවයේ අපරිමාණං උන්තං අදෝෂතිරියං ච අසම්පාදං අවීරං අසපත්තං තිට්ඨං චරං නිසින්හෝ සයානෝ වායාවතස්ස විගත මිද්දෝ ඒතං සතින් දිත්තේය බ්‍රහ්මමේතං විහාරං ඉදමාහෝ දිට්ඨිං ච අනුපගම්ම සීලවා දස්සනේන සංපන්නෝ කාමේසු විනීයගේ දන්නයි ජාතු ගම්බසෙයං පුනරේති තේන සංච වජ්ජේන සොන්ති තේ හෝතු සම්බදායි තේන සංච වජ්ජේන සම්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු හේතේන සංච වජ්ජේන හෝතු තේ ජය මංගලං සම්බේතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තු සම්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු මාතේ භවත්වන්තරායු සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භව භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ ධම්මා බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු Let us spend a moment of reflection. Let us recall to our mind whatever kind deed that we were able to do during our past few days. Recall to your mind an incident that you were able to be kind to someone, be helpful to someone. Think about an actual event that you helped someone. Let us rejoice these opportunities to be kind to others. On this day, or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds. Appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, and glad to share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pain. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in freeing my heart. Let us now recall to our mind whatever kindness we receive from others. Think about your past few days and recall to your mind the help and support and care you receive from others. Recall an actual incident. Someone was kind to you, helped you, cared for you. Or you noticed someone's act of kindness. Let us rejoice in the goodness of others. On this day or in the past, if I have seen or heard of the kind deeds done by others with their body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds, and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in the goodness of others, being always ready to praise kind people and follow their example. I rejoice in the goodness of others, appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world. I rejoice in the goodness of others, expressing gratitude for any kindness done. May the kind deeds of others bring safety and happiness to many living beings. May the kind deeds of others foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings. May the kind deeds of others nurture goodness in me and many living beings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. It's so beautiful to have you all. Really appreciate your practice, your commitment today. I have an announcement. May 17th, we are going to have a nice celebration and a peace walk in downtown Pittsburgh. So it's part of the Vesak ceremony. Vesak ceremony is the ceremony we celebrate the birthday and the Enlightenment Day and the passing away of the Buddha. And we do it in Allegheny Unitarian Church in North Avenue. And it's a 1-hour ceremony. After that, we are going to have a peace walk from the church through the streets to all the way to Allegheny Landing. There'll be nice peace walk. So we try to get as many more people as we can for this walk. So please plan to join on May 17th. The other important one is actually, there are two ceremonies. One is in downtown, other one is in here. And one part of that ceremony is actually singing. We sing with devotional songs. So if any one of you are good singers, I shouldn't say sing good, yeah. anyone who would like to be part of that singing, please, tell me. We are really looking for volunteers who can, we can get together and learn the song, Buddhist song, and sing that song, particularly on 31st here. May 17th, the program is quite scheduled. There are so many other Buddhist groups in the area joining us from Zen, Tibetan, and Thai. So it's difficult to insert anything there now, but we can do it here. So I like to have an English song, So if you want to be part of it, please meet me. I like to get the names. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Those who join our YouTube, really appreciate your participation. So nice that you come join us from your home. We look forward to see you again in our next meditation.
How will the date change for on there?
Yes, we send out an email. Yeah, in the